actually fell into it completely by accident. I trained as a dancer doing musical theatre, and I always thought that was going to be my life, big West End stage naming lights kind of thing. And then I went to uni to study it, and I was injured at uni. I was dropped in my first year and fractured my foot so badly part of the bone broke off. And I was told there and then that was the end of my career, and that hit pretty hard. And purely by chance, I went and did a circus course. I was like, do you know what? Clearly my feet aren't meant to be on the ground. I'll go do something else. And when I came off that, I was like, let's just do something else. You know, I still was enjoying being creative and still enjoying performing. I was like, okay, maybe musical theatre is not the right way, even though it had been my entire life up till that point. And Instagram showed me an advert for a falling class, like how to fall safely. And I was like, that seems like such a good idea. You know, I'm clearly, you know, not very good at standing up. So let's go and fall over and learn how to do that safely. So I went and did, I think it was a 2-hour introduction class, which was a stunt class, learning how to fall safely and fall technique. And that was at the wonderful ID Fight in London. They're based in Bromley by Bow. And at the end of that class, one of the owners had come in to teach another class and was like, do you want to stay and do the next class? And I was like, oh no, I don't really know anything, but like, you know what, it looks like fun, I'll stay. And they did this crazy workshop where they did swords versus guns. And he was like, you know, very new, you don't really know anything, so you can just die over and over again. So for 2 hours, I just got shot and I got stabbed and I died. And I was like, there's something in this. I really like this. And I think that was what? So COVID had ended. So that was 2021, and I just caught the bug. And now I'm training all the time and just can't get out of it. I love it. Yeah. I'm trying to gain as many skills as possible, so I've got like a good foundation. I like to, you know that I'm starting in a good place. So yeah, I've been working my way through my weapon systems at the moment, which is fun. I'd set my goal. My goal was to do 1 certification a month, and then I've had a mad couple of months where I did like 3 in the space of 1 month. So I'm really pushing it. I have hit the ground. But I've also been exploring like wire work, and then yesterday I had my first horse riding lesson. And I'm getting set on fire in a couple of weeks, which from the second I started, I was like, that's a goal. I want to go do that. I know, it's so random. I talk to people and I'm like, it was brilliant. I got hit in the face like really well today. And people are like, okay, cool. And I was like, I'm going to go to get set on fire. And people are like, you're crazy. And I'm like, yes, I am. Do you know, I think that there's, I think it's coming from a place of being injured and having that massively low point in my life where, you know, I was told that I'd never dance again and I'd never get to perform and I'd never get to do any of these things, that I got hit with such an intense fear at that point in my life that I was like so lost and didn't know what to do, that I'm very much living in a place of feel the fear and do it anyways. Got like that 30 seconds before I jump and I'm like, I can do it. I've just got to do it like right now. So that's where I'm living in constantly.
So how do you psych yourself up then for that sort of thing then?
I'm very aware of how much adrenaline I feel when it comes to these things. Like even with doing fights before exams and things, I can feel it, like the electricity buzzing through me. And I think it was growing up being told as a dancer that nerves make a good performance. You know, standing in the wings and knowing that the nervous energy is going to bring something to it. It's that feeling of being alive, I think, which is just such an incredible feeling that rather than, I think my mental barrier was starting to shy away from that. And now it's finding so much enjoyment in it, which helps me push through that step. But I have a countdown that goes on in my head. I'm like, okay, I've got 30 seconds to do it. This is it. Go. And I count down. I'm like, right, okay, This is it. And here we go.
So could you explain more? You know, you said about those 2 acronyms you said about the weapons training. Yeah. What do they mean? And what do you have to do in those disciplines as well?
So you've got the BASSC and the BADC, which are 2 examining boards. So you've got the British Academy of Stage and Screen Combat. I'm getting nervous now that I can't remember them. And the BADC, which is the British Academy of Dramatic Combat. There you go. They used to be one board, and then they split. But they cover different weapon systems. So both of them cover unarmed. BADC normally covers it in an exam called Standard. And what you do is you spend X number of hours, which is slightly different for each board. You learn the weapon, and then your final performance is you having to perform a fight within a scene. So it's integrated with acting as well. And you get assessed on your safety, which is absolutely paramount in what we're doing, and then your technique, because they have slightly different techniques involved, which I'm sure that wherever you train in the world there'll be slightly different guidelines, but primarily our thing is safety and making it look real. And then you're also assessed on your intention and your acting ability within that. So that's not just acting within a scene, it's acting a fight, feeling the pain and how that carries on, and sound that comes with it as well. Making noise is a weird barrier to overcome to start off with, but they're brilliant. Yeah, so they each there are some crossovers with weapons between the two, but there are multiple different swords and knives and all sorts of fun stuff going on. But I'm very partial to a bit of knife, I think.
Okay.
It has, and I know I'm going to sound crazy, it has like a proximity and intensity that a lot of other weapons don't have. So, and it works with a slightly different technique system as well. So you learn all of your parries and everything with your swords, and then knife goes, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to do something completely different. And that's just quarter stuff as well. But I love the intensity and how quick it is as well.
Growing up, obviously, you said you're dancing as well. So you like your performing arts. So you're an actress or actor as well.
Yes, I do acting.
Wow. So you're going to be like a. Can you sing as well?
I can carry a tune enough to get me to uni.
Yeah. Because isn't that what they call like a triple threat? So somebody that can sing, somebody that can dance, and somebody can act, and also now weapons training as well.
I know. I was very lucky to be interviewed for the Dance Gazette last year. There was an incredible lady called Veronica who started noticing that dancers were crossing over into stunt, and there was this nice harmony that was starting to figure out. So she came and watched, I think it was actually my knife exam, and then came and watched the wire work intensive course that I did as well. And we were looking at the crossover between the two, because there is a lot of relation between them both. Like muscle memory is essential, and your ability to pick up choreography, like the pace of it. It's just brilliant, like the way that they intertwine. Obviously you get some things that complement and some things that don't. She was talking about triple threats and stuff, because I did do a musical theatre course, which was dance, drama and singing. So adding other skills to the bow. She was saying that you can't be one thing anymore, you've got to be able to do everything. So
there are so many people that have like sort of they don't know what they're doing, or they haven't found their purpose, should I say, and then suddenly like they think actually, or like a happy accident with yourself with the foot and the dancing, and then they moved into that stunt profession. And I love hearing those stories, I really do.
Yes,
it's great.
I love hearing other people's stories of hitting that wall and finding another way, even if it's not where they thought they were going to end up. Just that resilience and being able to push through is just I admire it in other people. So it's something that I strive for in myself as well.
Okay. Well, I was going to say, because I think there's a Bruce Lee quote saying, if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. And I think that just strikes a chord with me for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, completely. And I think that we live in a world now where, obviously, especially in stunts and performing and things, that everyone's fighting to get to the top all the time. So it is such a hard world to be in when you're full of rejection, that you still have to have some sense of self-belief.
Absolutely.
And then not going too far the other way. And then when you start getting things, the imposter syndrome starts kicking in. So you've got to find a nice balance the whole way through of being able to have that constant self-belief underneath, but not getting too big for your boots.
I know you set yourself goals and objectives. So what have you got next? In the pipe work?
No, so I'm training a lot at the moment. The end of this week for me, I'm very lucky enough to be going and assisting on some Jedi courses up north. With
wow.
the incredible Andrew Lorden. He runs a Jedi school, and I'm very lucky to be assisting him for the rest of the week. So that's going to be something different as well. That's going to be a new. I have had the pleasure of working with lightsabers before, but I do think this is going to be a new level of intensity, which I'm very much looking forward to. And then I have more examinations coming up as well. But I'm also auditioning wherever I can as well, both in acting and in like SPACT and Stunt too. I'm really looking forward to going back onto. There's an online series called Ren, the Girl with the Mark, which is a YouTube series. They started in 2016, I think, and then they took a massive hiatus and then came back last year. And that was my first ever job in anything like this. And I remember being sat on set and looking at all these people around me being like, oh God, what am I doing here? How did I end up in this place? And I got tackled over and over again for this scene, and then it didn't even make it. I was devastated. So I'm hoping that as we go into season 3, I'll be doing more than just running. I'm hoping.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. And if people want to know more about you or like see the work that you've done,
yes,
where can people find you?
I'm incredibly active on Instagram, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. My Instagram handle is @P_Royal1. And then it comes up. My full name is Phoebe Elizabeth Royal, but just P is fine. And then I do have a Spotlight, have a Backstage. I do have a Facebook page as well. So just anywhere, and I'm very open to talking to people, learning what people are up to. I'm all for artists supporting artists as well. So very much in that side of the world too.
Keep on looking up you on Instagram, and keep doing what you're doing, because it's great, and it's really good to see your development moving, what you're doing and where you're going, and it's just very inspiring for me to see as well.
Oh, thank you so much. It's really lovely to hear that.